Alright, so this has been one of the most requested cartridge comparisons since I started doing these cartridge comparison videos, and that is the 6x47 Lapua versus the 6mm Creedmoor. Now first off, before we even get into this, I want to say I'm sorry I haven't been uploading my normal schedule of one video every other day or every third day, depending on how busy I am. But I've been completely consumed with deer hunting. The weather's been terrible for it. We've had 60 degree days all week and then raining all weekend, so the times that I have been getting out have not really been ideal for it. But I'm still out there trying to hunt up that big buck. So in the meantime, once deer hunting season is over, I will be back to my normal upload schedule. But I just wanted to throw that out there that is why I haven't been uploading as regularly as I usually do. So the 6x47 Lapua versus the 6mm Creedmoor. So as you guys know, I have a lot of experience with the 6mm Creedmoor. I've shot a lot of 6mm Creedmoor. I have 2 6mm Creedmoor rifles. I've burnt out many 6mm Creedmoor barrels. And I've got many videos shooting the 6mm Creedmoor at all sorts of distances. The 6x47 Lapua, on the other hand, I don't have a lot of experience with. I think I've shot maybe two shots of 6x47 Lapua in my entire life. I know 3 people total who own 6x47 Lapuas. 2 of them I have readily available access to. And so those are the 2 people that I contacted for the few questions that I had on this comparison. So the parent cases for both of these. So obviously we've talked about the 6 Creedmoor many times. The 6 Creedmoor original parent case, we're talking about the 30 TC or Thompson Center. And then we take 30 TC down to 6.5 Creedmoor, and then neck down the 6.5 Creedmoor to 6mm Creedmoor, and that's how you get 6mm Creedmoor. The 6x47 Lapua, this is something that until I was doing some research for this video, I was not aware of. The 6.5x47 Lapua, which is the parent case for the 6x47, has no original parent case, which is very unusual. It was, a matter of fact, was designed by a Swiss designer for Lapua, and I'm going to butcher this name, but it's Grunig Elmiger was the Swiss designer, and I know that is not the right pronunciation of that name. But anyway, that is the Swiss designer who designed the 6.5x47 Lapua, and then obviously a 6x47 is just a neck down 6.5. The shoulder angles on both of these have 30-degree shoulder angles, which seem to be the normal for a lot of the new modern cartridges. Tend to come out with 30-degree shoulder angle. It's a nice marriage between not too sharp and not too narrow of a shoulder angle. The case capacity. So the 6mm Creedmoor is a slightly taller cartridge, taller case. So because of that, it has a little more case capacity. When we've talked about this in the past, 51, and when we talk about case capacity, we're talking about water case capacity. So fill your case up with water, weigh the water, and that is what we're talking about in case capacity. So with the 6mm Creedmoor, you're looking at 51.0 grains of water case capacity. With the 6x47 Lapua, you're looking at 48 grains. And like I said, 48.0 grains. And like I said, obviously with that taller case, both of them are very similar in dimensions. But with that slightly taller case of the 6mm Creedmoor, you have just a little more case capacity. So the velocity. So for velocity on this, if you guys aren't familiar with these cartridge comparison videos, what I do is I take, now you guys may be getting faster velocities than this, and we'll talk more about that here in just a second. But for the velocity comparison, what I do is I take published data, and we go with the max charge weights on published data. We try to get as similar of a load as we can, and then that's the velocity data that we go off of. So with the 6mm Creedmoor, for both these, we're going to be doing the 110 Sierra Match King, one of my favorite bullets for the 6 Creedmoor. One of my favorite 6mm 243 bullets in general, because my ELR, my fields are starting to be cleared out, or just have been cleared out, and I'm going to be getting back into a lot of my ELR shots. I'm going to be working up some loads for both 6 Creedmoors with the 110 Match King, and because of that, I wanted to do this video based on our velocities and our trajectories based on the 110 Match King, which is one of the flattest shooting bullets with the highest BC amongst the 6mm family. So the velocity, so with a 110 Match King, both these are done in 24-inch barrels, and the powder that we pick, which is a powder that can be used with both these for fairly good velocity, is H4350, probably the standard amongst most people who are shooting 6mm, amongst almost all 6mm cartridges. So The 6mm Creedmoor 110 Sierra Match King max charge weight of 40.9 grains, that's published data in Sierra's manual, is 3,010 feet per second. So fairly fast out of a 24-inch barrel. The 6x47 Lapua, 110 grain Sierra Match King, 24-inch barrel, H4350, 36.4 grains max charge weight. And now we're talking about max pressure charge weight in the Sierra manual, and you're looking at 2,820 feet per second. So almost a 200 feet per second difference. Now, one of the things I want to say before we go any further is both the people that I talked to who are shooting 6x47s, both of them explained to me that you can't really go off the public, and there's many cartridges like this, you can't really go totally off the published charge or published data for your max charge weights with the 6x47, because you're really not reaching pressure signs with those max charge weights. So obviously, and that's like I said, that's like that with many cartridges. These 7mm SOM that you guys see me shoot a lot, max charge weights, the published data on that is just severely underdone. And from what I understand, it's the same way with these with the 6x47. So from what I understand, you're looking at closer to, with this 110 Match King from that 24-inch barrel, you're looking at closer to almost 2,900 feet per second. So like I said, we're using, for this comparison, we're using the published data, but from people that I've talked to, that is a little bit skewed. So the trajectory, 6mm Creedmoor, at 500 yards with the 110 Match King at our velocity that we got from our published data, which is 3,010 feet per second. You're looking at 500 yards, you're looking at 8 minutes of angle elevation with 1,262 foot-pounds of energy. At 1,000 yards with that 6mm Creedmoor, you are looking at 24.5 minutes of angle with the 110 Match King and 661 foot-pounds of energy from that 110 Match King at 1,000 yards. So the 6x47 at 500 yards at our published data velocity of 2,820 feet per second, you are looking at 9.25 minute of angle elevation at 1,087 foot-pounds of energy. So almost 200 foot-pounds of energy less, and 1.25 minutes more in your elevation. At 1,000 yards with the 6x47, you're looking at 28.5 minutes of angle and 555, I'm sorry, foot-pounds of energy at 1,000 yards with that 110 Match King from the 24-inch barrel. So obviously, if you're running over your max charge weight or your max published charge weight, then you're going to be able to bring that down some. So we're probably going to be closer to 2.5 minutes of elevation difference and not a total of 4 minutes elevation difference. But I do want to go off the published data, because I don't want to give anybody who is working up a load ideas that they need to start at over max. So barrel life. This is one of the places where the 6x47 has a huge advantage over the 6mm Creedmoor. So 6mm Creedmoor, as we've talked in the past, and when we talk about barrel life, we're talking about match accuracy. So the most accuracy that you can get out of a brand new barrel. So from the time it's new to the time it finally to the time it starts to degrade a very little bit. With 6mm Creedmoor, you're looking at between 1,500 and 1,800 rounds. Now there are ways. I have many videos on 6mm Creedmoor, how I get more barrel life than that out of a 6mm Creedmoor. If you guys are interested in that, go back and check some of my videos out. But from most people's standards, using the standard match throat in a 6mm Creedmoor, you're looking at 1,500 to 1,800 rounds of match accuracy. Whereas the 6x47, you're looking at 2,800 to 3,000 rounds. So almost double the amount of barrel life out of the 6x47 as you get from the 6mm Creedmoor. So that is a huge advantage of the 6x47. Now obviously you're losing in some elevation, you're losing in velocity, but you're gaining a huge amount of barrel life in the 6x47. Recoil. This is another place where the 6x47 has a huge advantage. Recoil. Now, obviously, the 6mm Creedmoor is not a heavy recoiling cartridge. It's never been a cartridge that has been known to recoil a whole lot. But if you're shooting PRS, which is the 6x47 and the 6mm Creedmoor have both become very popular PRS style cartridges, NRL, PRS type shooting. recoil is a big factor. So if you're shooting off a wobbly post and trying to spot your shots, then the smallest amount of recoil that you can muster up is going to be what you want. And the 6x47 has a big advantage in that it's launching that bullet a little slower, but it has a significant amount less recoil. Now obviously neither of these cartridges recoil enough that almost anybody can't shoot these. I probably wouldn't turn my 5-year-old son loose with a 6mm Creedmoor, but my 8-year-old daughter, excuse me, my 8-year-old daughter, I would have no problem putting behind a 6mm Creedmoor and having no worries of her being able to handle the recoil with a little bit of recoil management. So with that being the case, obviously the 6x47 is going to be even easier to manage. Factory rifle availability. This is one of the places where you don't see a lot of factory rifles in the 6x47. As a matter of fact, in my limited research for this video, I couldn't find anybody, any of the major manufacturers. Now obviously there's boutique manufacturers, there are custom rifle manufacturers who you can go out and buy a 6x47 from out of the box. But when it comes to major rifle manufacturers, I could not find any of them that are producing a 6x47 rifle. Now you guys may correct me on that, I may be wrong, but from what I could find, none of the major manufacturers are producing rifles in 6x47. Whereas the 6mm Creedmoor, there is no major manufacturer nowadays that is not producing a 6mm Creedmoor rifle, factory rifle. All of the hunting rifles, all of the different precision, out-of-the-box precision rifles, factory precision rifles, all of those, your Ruger Precisions, your Savage Stealths, all those are now coming in 6mm Creedmoor. So that is one place where if you are looking to buy a factory rifle and not build a rifle, 6mm Creedmoor is probably going to be the way to go. The factory ammo availability. This is another place where 6mm Creedmoor, it's been around longer, and it's had a huge following amongst different manufacturers. So because of that, there's almost no manufacturer that produces ammo for rifle ammo who is not producing 6mm Creedmoor ammo. There is a number of match loads and hunting loads available for 6mm Creedmoor. Now, in my research for this video, I could only find one manufacturer doing 6x47 Lapua factory ammo, and that is Lapua themselves. Lapua does have a number of different loads for the 6x47, but from what else I could find, there is nobody else really doing 6x47 ammo factory out of the box. Brass availability. Obviously, if there is not a whole lot of ammo availability for the 6x47, there's not going to be a whole lot of brass available. So what I could find is Lapua and Peterson, which are both high quality brass. They are both expensive on the higher end of price scale, but it's brass that's going to last you a while, and it's really good brass that is very repeatable. So if you are building a rifle looking to get that precision accuracy, you're going to have no problem getting good brass for your 6x47. But if you are looking for a lower quality of brass, a Hornady or something like that, there is none that I could find for 6x47. Now, obviously, 6mm Creedmoor, been around a while. It's had a huge adoption amongst factory rifle and factory ammo manufacturers. So because of that, there is a ton of different manufacturers making 6mm Creedmoor brass. So this has been the full comparison of the 6mm Creedmoor versus the 6x47 Lapua. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.